So I entered a Discord chat. I don't normally do this, but I have been. It's known as networking, and also I like to make friends, and I haven't taken advantage of Discord for that purpose. And so anyway, I go to a man-eater Discord chat. And you can find them online. You just Google it, and there it is. And two people came forward. They said, but before I get into that, I said, I'm an autistic content creator and gamer. I'm going to be going live at this time. Love it if you join me, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I'll say I'm into horror and gaming. I'm a fan fiction writer. I'll do that. And they're like, how is you being autistic relevant? How is it relevant? Because it has to do with me. It has to do with me. As selfish as that sound, I'm not going to water down who I am to make other people feel comfortable. I might suppress some of myself, but I'm not watering my blood down. I'm not taking blood thinners just so I'm going to keep somebody else alive. You know what I mean? That's literally what it is. If I am doing something that is dangerous for my health mentally, just to make somebody else feel safe or comfortable, that's not a good compromise. It might seem like that for a while because you're serving humankind and your family and your friends and the people that you love, but it's really not a healthy thing to water yourself down so that others, because you fear that they're going to judge you. Autism is relevant to me. Will always be relevant. I've been on TikTok. I've been on all the streaming apps. I've been on Facebook. I was an admin for a mental health group for autism. So it was an autism support group. I have been just about everywhere, and this is my mission to encourage and empower people and tell people that they aren't alone, whatever their mental illness or diagnosis may be. And I'm not going to sit there and nitpick about whether or not autism is a mental illness or not. I'm not going to sit there because, if you believe that it's a mental illness, then it is. I certainly think that it makes sense. I'm not against that idea. It's a bit weird because I've not heard it known as that, but it does check out because there are certain diagnoses where they put autism and ADHD into a mental illness bracket. And I think that we are all connected to the branches and to the roots of this tree that we call neurodivergency, okay? And that's a very broad term. We don't need to use it that often, right? If you identify with it, good. But I don't think there's any wrong way of identifying with autism, just as long as it's not like hurting anybody. But if you believe that autism is a superpower, you can say that. But don't come at me and tell me like you can't say that, because I can. This is my channel. I exist, I live, I have a will of my own, and I can decide when you tell me I can't do it, I can decide to refuse. I am not a sheep. I am a freaking goat. And if you give me a proposal of something that I don't agree with, I might not even respond. I'm just saying, I'm not down with that. But why is it relevant? Because it's part of who I am. It has been since I was 13, was diagnosed with it. And it's not just on a whim, okay? You know that if you mention, and sounds horrible, but believe it or not, if you put on a video you're autistic or that you have ADHD, it gets more views, okay? And you're more likely to have less opposition, because when people hear, oh, you're autistic, it's not an excuse, but it's like, hey, I'm quirky. Don't mind me, okay? I'm clueless. I have no idea what I'm doing. I was born confused. don't take me seriously, okay? You can take me seriously on like an emotional level, obviously, but when I say something outrageous, don't be like, oh, that's so. Why did you say that? Why are you doing this? Why am I doing this? I'm an entertainer. I'm a content creator. I do what I do. I roast games. That's my style of gaming. I'll roast games. I'll speak my mind. I'm honest. And I'm going to tell you, silence is a trauma. It is, I mean, shame and guilt has made me stay silent about autism for a long time. A long time. I didn't want to tell people because I wasn't comfortable with it, but I am comfortable with it now. And I love being who I am. I love who I am. And I like to share that love. I'd like to share that inspiration, that motivational energy. I want to tell people, you are amazing, you're awesome, and you have the power to change the world. That's all I'm doing here. I'm trying to help people. So you're asking me, why is this relevant? Because mental health is always relevant. Okay? Mental health is always relevant. And by telling people to suppress what they are because it doesn't fit with your you it doesn't fit with your formula, or you don't like the way they phrased it, or you don't like what they said, think really carefully. Are they hurting anybody? Are they hurting you? Or are they just insulting you? Because insult you can control. Don't expect other people to be in control of that. Like, I can make you feel something, but I cannot, like, reach into your brain and say, okay, be insulted. I want you to be angry. I want you to be upset. I want you to break things. I want you to do this. I don't have that kind of control. I can make you feel good things, I hope, but if I'm making you feel bad things, I think there's something really seriously wrong with what's going on with you, because have you seen me? Look at me. I'm so scary and terrifying and depressing, aren't I? Yeah, really, really scary. So, yeah, when you're just sitting there trying to be positive and somebody is putting down your positivity, that is a problem on them. That is them making themselves insulted, making themselves feel a certain way because they are triggered by a certain word. And that is a trauma response. And you need some help if that's what's going on with you. Because you can't just be randomly upset over random people that have nothing to do with your life. So yeah, autism is always going to be relevant to me. It always is. And it always will be. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change just to fit everybody's cookie cutter vision of what I should be. I've done that a long time. I have suffered depression, emotional exhaustion, suicidal ideation. I've dealt with suicide attempts because I was silent. I was silent when I should have spoken out. And I think a lot of people that silence us don't realize the damage that they're doing, but stop. If you're going to represent the autistic community, lift people up. Don't tell them what they're doing is wrong. Don't say it's not PC, it's not woke, it's not this. Allow people to have expression, because they're going to have expression, they're going to have an opinion, they're going to have thoughts and feelings, regardless of what you're doing. And you're going to insult someone regardless of what you do. Just do what feels good, do what is right, and don't feed off of the approval of others. That's what they want you to do. It's nice to be liked and needed and wanted and loved, but that'll come naturally, because people like that kind of energy. They like it when you are yourself and you're not afraid to be. And I'm not afraid to be who I am. I'm not afraid to be me. So, yeah. That's all I have to say.